Greetings, family, friends from Goshen, Elkhart, and the surrounding areas. I am Miguel Santiago. You are at the Goshen Chronicles. Today I want to call you a friend, Jami Brouillette. Brouillette. I knew I was going to butcher your last name. I apologize. Welcome to the Goshen Chronicles.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here.
I am very excited to talk about the projects that your husband and you are working on.
Yes.
And I'm sure that people in Goshen have noticed and what we're going to be talking about. But you are the people behind the kiosk that was just recently installed in Goshen. And now you just have another one installed in Elkhart as well.
Yes, just 48 hours ago. So we're very excited. This has been something that we have been working on for more than a year. So it's definitely exciting to finally see it come to fruition. The kiosk is located at the corner of Main and Washington. So it's an amazing location, and we're so grateful to the city of Goshen for, sort of taking a chance on it and allowing us the opportunity to put it there. So
yeah, it's wonderful. I'll tell you my first impression of it. It makes Goshen. It takes Goshen to the next level.
Awesome.
It makes it feel like we are organized, we're planned, we know what we're doing. We want to guide the people who visit us in town. And that's wonderful. It's great. Anybody that has any questions or want to find some nice restaurants, places to visit, they can just come to the kiosk. It has 2 different sites, huge screens.
Yeah.
Now you're playing our videos there, which is awesome.
Yes. Yeah. We're excited to play more. Keep them coming.
So it's a connector.
Yes.
For businesses, for visitors, it could work for many different things. But before we go too far into the technicalities of the kiosk, tell us how this idea started. I know this is from Spots.Digital. This is the name of your company, correct?
So the name of our company is called Spots.Digital. And ultimately it came about, I feel like, as so many things do, it was like post-COVID, right? I feel like that's something, at least in our generation, that we're going to look back and say, this was my life before COVID, and this was my life after. We went on a trip to Belize, and we were sitting in the airport waiting for a connecting flight. And of course, they had digital kiosks there. And so, my husband was like, that's a really great idea. And I agreed. And I was like, yeah, I wonder what we could do. And we've always been entrepreneurs. My background is in teaching, but through doing that, I was able to support my husband, and he's had lots of properties in the area. We had some billboard signs that we used to lease. So we both have an entrepreneurial spirit. And so when we saw that, we were excited. We were like, well, what could we do? And I'm like, well, this is way better than, like the banner ads that we have on the side of your building right now.
Yes.
But we just weren't quite sure what to do with it. And then fast forward a few months later, my husband went in to pick up Starbucks, and all of these kids were just like, there was this huge order. And so he picked, the person who ordered picked up all these drinks, took them over to a table, and all these kids started paying with their phone. And I think that was like an aha moment. And so when he shared that with me, I'm like, that's what we need to do with these kiosks, because people just receive their information in a new way now.
Yeah.
And, I've had lots of people say, well, everything that you can do on the kiosk, you can do on your phone. Like, what's the difference? Well, that's true. But like you said, this is supposed to bring the community together.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it's how people are getting their information now, and just because it didn't make sense to us to see those kids paying for, a drink on the phone, we're like, just go up and pay for your own drink.
Yeah.
But times are changing, and so it's definitely a digital world, and we're excited to be a part of it.
That's very nice. One thing that caught my attention is that this idea came not necessarily because of COVID, but you have no idea how many people I have interviewed here that it seems
Really?
like COVID was a time where people started thinking about, how to make a difference, what things they could do.
Yes.
And so this is another one like that.
I think it was definitely a defining time in my life, for sure. And it does make you think about what's really important.
Yeah.
And what you want to do. And my hope, my goal, my vision for these kiosks is really threefold. It is to, first and foremost, to bring the community together. And I know we've spoken about that a bit. But I really see this as being like a central hub. And then also, obviously, for city messaging, right?
Yeah.
It's a great way for the cities to get their messages out there, even countywide messaging. It has a map feature so that, that's great for visitors. And then really for small businesses. So like I said, we've always been entrepreneurs at heart, and just I really have a big heart for small businesses. Many of my friends are small business owners, fellow teachers who've left the field, and
oh wow.
So this will provide really affordable advertising for them. If you're welcome to go on our page, Spots.Digital, and check it out. But it is literally a fraction of the cost of other advertising, and it's so dynamic. Like you can change your ad as many times as you want.
That's wonderful. We'll talk a little more on that, on the technical part. But I was just wanted to touch on the small businesses, and there are other huge agencies. We're not gonna mention them, but who do business, and promote your business online. But you're another local business. You're a person that people can sit with you and talk about what you want, what they want to do with the kiosk, like we did for the Goshen Chronicles, and we're excited to participate. And so, but for the people who want to reach out to you, do you have a phone number, a webpage? Again, could you repeat that?
Yes, absolutely. So you can go right to our webpage at www.spots.digital. And my phone number is right there. I'm completely open to that. Anybody who has questions, they can call me directly to my cell, which is 574-238-6067. And I would be more than happy to answer any questions.
That's just perfect. One thing that we talked about is that you're going to be working on creating a Spanish version as well, so that all the Hispanic people that come to the area, and with technology, I think that you can pretty much make it in any language. I don't want to make promises to people, but essentially you can do that with the technology available. But and I see where that brings the community together. Anybody that can click a button on the screen and say, okay, I want this to appear in Spanish, and I want to see what restaurants are in the area, what businesses, what activities, what social events, everything can be in one spot.
So, and that's one thing that is currently lacking, and I'm hoping that through the Goshen Chronicles and through you guys, that's something that we can address and improve. Unfortunately, there isn't like a button to just switch from English to Spanish. But we certainly need to get ads in Spanish as well. And not just ads, but, all of the content that's running. So for the cities, so I'll be working with the cities to make sure that the content that they're giving me is both in English and Spanish. Right now, it's all in English. And so we
got work to do.
That's a concern. So especially when there is such a large Hispanic population here. And I feel like it's often overlooked. So that's something that I definitely take seriously, and I don't want to overlook that.
So. That's awesome. How long has the kiosk here in Goshen, how long has it been here?
Not long. I want to say that it went in, I believe it was like mid to late November. It was right before the holidays.
Okay.
So it's only been here for a few months.
Some time. And you just had another one installed in Elkhart.
Yes.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
You were telling me that you have a mission of installing 5 of them initially?
Yes. So initially, after we decided to sort of like take this plunge, we invested in 5 kiosks, and we did lots of research for a year. We looked at different places that we could purchase them for, and what their features were, because the software is all different.
Okay.
And we're really happy with what we've purchased. And so initially it was an investment of 5, but once we get those 5 in, obviously we would like to take the proceeds and then continue to grow.
Sure.
We're open.
What other cities do you have in mind, close by or in a different state?
We would love, so initially we would obviously start with where we're at, with Indiana. We would love to see one in Mishawaka. I would love to see one in South Bend. There's, especially like along the water there's a waterway in Mishawaka.
Something like that.
I think that would be an excellent location.
Nice.
So
that's excellent. Well, and now, we're providing some video content for those kiosks as well. So if people want to see some videos, I think you're displaying them like randomly, right? They come out?
Yes. So all of the city content, anything that comes from the library, anything that comes from the city is free of charge, obviously. So we really, like I said, we want this to be
awesome.
A local hub where people can go to get information, right? So currently there are ads running for different like sporting events, different leagues that you can partake in, especially this time of the year. You know, in Indiana, it's cold, and it's nice to have a place to go where you can get some information and find, instead of just saying, oh, there's nothing to do, it's cold and it's dreary outside. Well, yeah, it might be cold. It might be dreary. It is Indiana, but there are things to do. And so that's honestly been fun for me too, as like the content creator, to find out about all these things that are available in our community that even, you know, myself, you just don't know about.
Yeah.
So.
Great. Sahib and I stopped the other day right after we went with you, and we started playing with the kiosk. And I do invite the people, our audience, our friends and family, to stop by the kiosk. Is on the corner of
Main and Washington.
Main and Washington.
Yeah.
Right there by Braley's Barber Den, who we send a warm regard to our friends there. But yeah, you stop by the kiosk, play around with it, and see how wonderful and beautiful it is. A huge screen. It's great.
Thank you.
It's nice. So I want to congratulate you on that project. I hope to see many more kiosks installed in the cities around us. And
we hope so too.
And I hope that, you know, the Goshen Chronicles can start providing more video content so that, you know, we can do this with what we were talking about.
Please send me all the content.
Close that gap between, you know, the communities, because of barrier language, because of culture. Just kind of go and get to the center and be a nice, happy family together.
Yes, truly.
That's
so that, I mean, we're all part of the same community.
Yes,
and I
we
think that needs to be the focus of this, right? Is to bring people together, to help the small business owners. Yes, absolutely. But ultimately, we really want to be that hub in the community where people can come together and where, you know, needs are met.
Yes, wonderful. Well, one more time, thank you so much for coming to the Goshen Chronicles studio.
Thank you for having me.
And for the work that you're doing, which is awesome.
Thank you.
It looks
Thank you
great.
So much. I appreciate it.
And it makes us look better, the city. It makes Goshen look really good. So
thank
it's
you.
It's a nice display. So friends and family, once again, I want to invite you to stop by the kiosk here in Goshen on the corner of Main and Washington. If you haven't tried it, you should. It's very fun. It's a nice display of all the different businesses in the area. If you haven't put your business there, I recommend that you do. Reach out to Spots.Digital. We will provide a link here so that you can get a hold of Jami, and she will give you all that good information. Remember, all the community service, she just said it, community service for library announcements are completely free. So this is a very nice way to communicate with our community. So I really encourage you to visit the kiosk and reach out to Jami.
Yes, thank you.
No, thank you so much. And hopefully this will not be the last time you're here in the studio.
I hope not, yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Family, this is Miguel Santiago, the Goshen Chronicles. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, all the social media, share this content, and make sure that you subscribe. Have a blessed day. See you next time. Ciao, ciao.